Well, hello everybody. Yes. So in preparation for this stream, I was playing with Dragonfire and I burnt my hand. So I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. I apologize. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Thursday. I know I'm excited. I did find it serendipitous, I suppose, is the word that I would use for that. Because I, first of all, love this movie that we're about to talk about called Reign of Fire, if you didn't know. And I don't know how many of you have a Twitter, but my good friend Steeg, who has been on the channel a few times, and we do Blockbuster Archives together, he he put out a tweet, and it basically said that, well, here, I'll show you. Boom. Oh, you can't read that. Hold on. I'll make it bigger. Dragons are overused in fantasy. That is the tweet. Yes. I responded, and incorrectly, because they are. Usually what we see in fantasy shows and shots are ravens. And well, they're not dragons. They're just simply not. And no amount of saying, but they look so cool, or the design is great, or the CGI is on point. That's all fine. But they're not dragons. They're ravens. Small pet peeve, but it's one nonetheless. However, I will say that in this film, for it being 2002, this is done phenomenally well. Also, I miss when trailers were like this and actually gave, like, you wanted to go, you were like, oh my gosh, like, look at that action, look at, like, what's going on, like, what do you mean, like, how are they going to destroy this? But I really don't. In this particular archangels, which were cool, but did I die? Hold on. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Here I am. Hello. All right. Sorry, I know there's a delay. My apologies. But I'm back. Uh, so, um, I'm not even a little bit. I figured that was going to happen because they nuked the drinkers stream earlier too. Um, so I'm actually not surprised. I don't know who is going around on live streams and reporting them, but they need to get a life. I'm just going to go ahead and say that wholeheartedly. They need to go get a life because that's like, do you have nothing better to do? I'm just curious. I'm fair use. There was no sound. It was the official promotional trailer. Whatever. We're gonna just continue to talk about Reign of Fire because it is a fan freaking tastic film that is sorely underrated. I like whenever anybody talks about like their favorite dragon movies, this one never comes up. And I do not know why. I just haven't got the foggiest clue why this wouldn't be like in at least your top 3. You know what I mean? Like why would it not be in your top 3? Now, again, technically you can see here, you can see, so here's the Apaches, which we didn't get. But you can see right here, so this is technically a Riven. It's got 2 legs and 2 wings rather than 4 legs and 2 wings. It's still really well done, I have to say. Like I wonder, part of me wonders if this was because they just I honestly don't know why it's mostly Rivens that we see and not dragons. Especially through this stint. I mean, when it comes to, cuz I think Dragonheart had dragons. Thank God, because that thing is actually called Dragonheart. But okay, yes, Shane, I know. My husband gets on me for this too. I'm talking probably 14 years of saying Riven. And that's not gonna change. Like I just can't, it's my deep, like even if I say it correctly one time, I'm just gonna default back to Riven. It's just gonna happen. But yes, Shane, you are correct. But yes, so this is technically a Riven, but I wonder if they thought that maybe having 2 extra, like if you had 2 legs across the body, I wonder if they thought that would look silly or less imposing, because this is really terrifying. You know what I mean? Like even without the, like even if it wasn't breathing fire, this is pretty freaking terrifying. Like I also, for the longest time, because I am American, I didn't realize that this was Parliament. I was like, I have no idea what that is. It just looked like a pretty, I think at one point I thought it was like Notre Dame. That is not. But yeah, I was like, that's a really cool building. It's a shame it had to burn before I knew what Parliament was. Hold on. Yeah. Except it was Smaug, not smug. But he was kind of smug. So. Oh, is that Westminster Palace? Okay. I'm not British. I should probably still know these things, but yeah, I just assumed that was like Parliament. Even the Riven State government. Oh my god, everybody in the Wyvern, 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 wyvern. There. Is that better? That doesn't sound natural coming out of my mouth. Wyvern. Oh, it's all the same. Okay. There you go. Oh, man. See, like, there you go. Wyvern. Now that sounds weird. Yeah, Autospell hates Tolkien, which is hilarious because, like, those are real languages that he wrote. So I'm gonna stick to saying ribbon. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Cash. That word is cash, not cachet. You thought you'd get me, but you didn't. Haha. Is this gonna be like a how does Lady Gravemaster pronounce this word stream? Because I'm for it, but I really want to talk about Rain of Fire. I think just look at the promotional work. Look at the promotional work for this. Okay, no, I know how to say orangutan. I am not Jeremy Orangeagonton. Absolutely not. Yeah, growing up, I never heard the word. I pronounced it wyvern. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Who are you giving a ribbing? It's ribbon with a V. Victor. V. Violin. Not B. I'm not ribbing anybody. We're not, if anything, the joke's on me, I guess. Say Worcestershire. There you go, Worcestershire. Y'all think you're going to get me with the big words. I say just fine. Lamborghini. Era. Yep. Era. There you go. What? I'm just saying, proven. Red lorry, yellow lorry. I can do that all day. You do not understand. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Sit on a potato pan. Otis sit on a potato pan. Otis sit on a potato pan. There you go. No, not Victor. Victor. Vector. What's our vector, Victor? But you can't do that, Andrew? I bet you could. It just takes practice. Yeah, I do. I love tongue twisters. I'm a dork. I love tongue twisters. They are so much fun. Yes, time to learn phonics and spelling with Lady Gravemaster. Oh, you think I'm actually Gary's daughter and I'm gonna screw that up. No. Hold on, now I have to stop laughing. Okay. Horror Amarata. See, it's not hard. Tomato. Boil them, mash them, stick them in some ketchup. Boil them, mash them, stick them in some ketchup. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, these are gonna be the last few, and then I'm gonna start charging y'all. First of all, that is supposed to be she sells seashells on the seashore, not she sails seashells on the seashore. You can't sail a seashell. My god. How are you going to sail a seashell on the seashore? You can't sail a seashell. Seashells don't sail. There we go. Tomato. Yes, we have proved that many times. No, you cannot. You cannot sail a seashell. I will fight you on this, Shane Nolan. My goodness. Clay. Okay. No. This is the last one. And then y'all, I'm not going to let you get away with it no more because you've all derailed me purposefully. All right. Rural juror. There you go. You guys want one? You should try and say gas station sushi 6 times real fast. When my video comes out, that will make more sense. Right now, you just get like a brief, what does that mean? But while I'm reading stuff that people have sent me, I may as well read the stuff that people paid to send me. And then, of course, Miss Martin comes in with her wonderful without fail, 99-cent super sticker Rose. Thank you so much, Miss Smart Muses. Also, thank you for not making me do a tongue twister because I would have had to read it. But Bastard for $5 says, congratulations, lady, on becoming monetized. You deserve it. Thank you so much, Bastard. I appreciate it. Raj William with 5 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. Says, hail, Lady G. Unfortunately, I'm a bit under the weather. Oh, no. This evening and have to miss this discussion. I'm happy to be one of your channel's new members, though, and look forward to getting back into the discussions next week. Enjoy. Oh, Raj, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you were able to sign up and become a member, and I'm really looking forward to it. The 3 of you that have signed up, thank you so much. It means the world to me. I can't even put it into words how much I appreciate you guys. Your support has just been mind-blowing. You guys are the real MVP. Thank you, thank you. Cal G for $2 says, I haven't seen this film. I'm still excited for the stream and the discussion of said film nonetheless. Don't worry, I will attempt to keep my ghetto side under control tonight. Don't worry. Oh, that's what your other comment meant. Okay. Yes. Yes. I appreciate it. I really do. But you can let it out if you need to. But Reign of Fire is just a top-notch film, guys. It really is. Like, honestly, looking at this, it's like, yeah, that's obviously Matthew McConaughey, but like, he was so good in this role. So good in this role. It was so different from anything I had ever seen him in before. And I did not realize that this was him. I was stunned at how incredible he was in this movie. It was just incredible. Really, truly. He knocked it out of the park. And then you've got Christian Bale and Gerard Butler in this film as well. It's just so, the casting of this film is spot freaking on, because we also get Isabella, who is played by the, in my personal opinion, absolutely gorgeous Alex Jensen. And, you know, she's not like a Mary Sue. She isn't, I don't know how to, she's just really good at what she does. And she does her best to like keep up, but like, here we go. Look at that. She's freaking, like, she's terrified. She was great in this movie. She just wants this to end. She's such an underappreciated actress. It breaks my heart because she does such good work. Like, really, truly, she's believable. She's not out here, you know, punching dudes that are got 200 pounds on her in the face and, you know, making them cry. She's actually believable in this role, and she's terrified when she faces these Rivens in person. I mean, it's like, she's mortified. I'd probably cry. I'm gonna be completely honest. It would not be good. But yeah, Cal G, you should definitely check out this movie. It is fan freaking tastic. The CGI holds up. The dragons, the Rivens, they really, really hold up. The story is believable. You don't have like, nobody in this movie is perfect, which is great. It is great to see because they're still able to come out on top, even though they are definitely the underdogs. So Cal G, give it a shot. Give it a shot. You'll like it, I promise. Cross Purposes donated $5. Says, can't stay, but love this crazy movie. Hope you have fun, everyone. Oh, thank you, Cross Purposes, for the $5 and wishing everybody well. It means a lot. Thank you. All right, listen here, Eric K. The sixth sheep's sick. Did I get it? I think I got it. Winning. Boop, boop, boop. Can't take me down there, Kay. Please don't give me a hard one. it's please don't give me a hard one. Yay, I got it. Yeah, be nice and don't give me a hard one. Why watch something exciting, fun, and amazing when you could be watching Picard instead? Because I value my sanity. Hello, Project Storytime. I miss you. Yeah. No thanks. I'm gonna enjoy my films and not bother with the nihilistic. If this movie, I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. If this movie was made today, the dragons would win. The wyverns would win. Wyverns? Yeah, no, we're sticking with ribbons. It's Rivens is how I'm saying it. You can't do anything about it because you can't find me. Please don't find me. Please don't make me say it the right way. I like the way I say it. Sanity is not overrated, Soul Assassin. It is very much a necessity. Sadly, we need much more of it in the world right now. They were are you talking about the Archangels? Soul Assassin? They were army. So yeah, like the posters definitely the posters, the marketing for this, I definitely thought we were gonna see like helicopters versus Apaches versus dragons or ribbons, and we didn't get that, which I'm not gonna lie, I was bummed. So, but all right, you're a chromosome. You could fit in just about anything there, Kinnell. Missing Y chromosome. But you cannot sail a seashell. You just cannot do it. But yeah, he was army soul assassin. So it's really interesting because if you guys saw before the stream got narked on and taken down, if y'all saw the intro to the story, man, look at that shot. So, like, that's awesome. It's so clean. This is from 2002. It's better than the crap Disney's peddling out right now. But like, that's so freaking, look at that shot. But in the beginning, what we watched, when you saw like that, you heard that thing, you heard liquid hit the ground and then it ignited into fire. What you saw was him as a kid, right? So it was him as a kid, and he has survived since then, but he found that very first dragon. And then it was, yeah, like just the like, oh, here, look, it's a ribbon. And then, oh, look, it's the apocalypse. Literally. Not a soft apocalypse like we've been getting lately. No, this was a full-blown end of humanity type deal. And it was, I gotta say, like, the writing of this story is really good, and nobody gets through this unscathed. Like, people die. I mean, it's very, it's hopeful, but you gotta go, like, they go through a lot of stuff. And like the ending of this film, it's kind of like, because you can't just, it's not like you can flip a switch and start everything over if you beat the dragons, because all of those engineers and all of those like power plant workers and utility workers and everything like that, so they've been living in the dark ages for a while, but now they're being able to rebuild. But You don't have all of that knowledge. You don't have all of those people. It's not like you can just walk into a water plant and flip a switch and water starts flowing through through the pipes again. And that's what I was saying. If this film was made today, it like the Rivens would win. And that's just tragic. Like, I can't understand why Hollywood refuses to write heroes. You get anti-heroes, or you get gray heroes, or you get, even worse, you get gray villains. I hate that. Just let the bad guy be the bad guy, right? And this one is pretty, like, obviously it's humans versus dragons or Rivens. And you can't you can't flip that switch. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were basically knocked back to the 1800s. There could have been. It's entirely possible. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yes, that's what I was just going to get to, Anonymous. So even in this film, humanity is literally on the brink of extinction. They have to fight to survive from the elements, from starvation. I mean, can you imagine trying to grow stuff in soil that has been scorched by dragon fire? It's just not going to happen. Like, there's nothing left. There's the water is tainted, the soil has been stripped of nutrients, and everybody's like, "Oh, but fire but it takes time." Like, if you're just burning metal and rock, that's not putting any nutrients back into the soil. You know what I mean? But even through all of that, there is a part where they do a Star Wars reenactment, and it's Christian Bale, and it's Christian Bale's character and Gerard Butler's character, who plays his best friend in this movie, and they're reenacting A New Hope, and it's so good. One of my favorite parts. And so everybody's like, how come the stories that how come everybody just talks about like the Iliad and Prometheus and like the Greek legends and the Odyssey and like Homer, like why did Homer's stuff survive? Guys, this is a perfect example of what would happen, that like only the best stories would survive a literal apocalypse, because you now no longer have physical copies. I mean, some people did, but that's neither here nor there. This is that is why certain stories survived. Only the best stories are going to be handed down through word of mouth, because you don't have books, you don't have a library, you don't have the internet, you don't have film. And so when people are like, why are those the ones that survived? Because they were the best. They have stood the test of time. Those are the stories that have been passed down from generation to generation. That's the crap that lives. And that is why it kills me when people get all uppity and are like, oh, those stories only survived because, insert intersectional feminist argument here. But I digress. This is like when your day-to-day is fighting creatures who are basically indestructible, and you have to figure out how to feed people and how to shelter them and give them some type of education that is going to be applicable to the world you are currently living in. Nobody's going to give a crap how many check boxes you marked in your story. Just saying. Low Pro for $5. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, that's your territory. That's my territory. They're just renting it. McConaughey absolutely made this movie. He really freaking did. Like, Bale in this movie reminds me a lot uh of his not really his psycho role, but definitely like it has elements of the Dark Knight, like the same sort of attitude he brought with it. Um I really you can see a lot of parallels between this character and the Dark Knight. But I'm gonna have to agree. Like McConaughey made this movie, and like I said, he did such a good job. I didn't even realize it was him. I had no idea that that was Matthew McConaughey. Like I forget who told me that, but I looked at him and I was like, "No, it's not." Well, yeah, no, 1000% is. There we go. Get Christian Bale and Gerard Butler taking down dragons together. But I'm trying to see if there's one. Dude, look at him. He looks like he's going to kick you. Like I believe he could take on a dragon and win. He does like GoPro. You win because yes, he 1000% looks like he could take on a dragon and win. I love it. He 1000% made this movie. He made it believable. He made it entertaining. It was just fantastic through and through. I think that I think it's one of his most underappreciated roles ever because it really showed that he could do something more than comedy or like the rom-com thing. I think this is really what sort of set him up as something more. Like look at that. He looks like an unhinged psycho who's ready to go jump into the mouth of a dragon with an axe and sever it from the inside. You know what I mean? It's just I mean, pretty much the prequel to Mad Max. Like, it's how we got here. Like, this happened and then Mad Max. The world burned. Like, look at this. Look at this still. I mean, I just don't understand how and what. I swear to God, if I ever shoot a film, like shoot a movie, it's going to be done on film because it, like, the quality the quality just holds up over time. Like even this is look at this. I mean, they played to their strengths. They knew they couldn't get super duper detailed, but you don't have the problem that you had in Star Wars where it was just copy paste, copy paste. We have to make it look like a giant armada, so we're just going to copy and paste ships and stick them out there. You know, it wasn't lazy. They're like, okay, so you know, here's King Dragon. Like, look at the scale. Like, he's massive compared to these females, right? And so you've got all these females fleeing for their lives because they know that he's hungry and he's going to eat them. So, but like, this is what you would expect. This is like, you know, dragons going off in every direction. You wouldn't expect them to all be in the exact same pose, going in the exact same direction, doing the exact same thing. There was the level of detail in this film is phenomenal. And yeah, DS9, duh. Yeah, I maintain that she's an underrated actress and should be given more love. She wasn't. I'm an idiot. My goodness. Okay, so I heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, and I used this as my thumbnail today. So apparently, this is a practical ribbon head. Like, this thing actually exists. It is 100% like they sculpted this bad boy. This is not CGI. I have no idea if that's true, but if it is, I'm guessing they were from like Weta Workshop, or you know, they wanted to be part of Weta Workshop and they used this as their like resume for like an audition or resume or whatever to like be like, hey, can I come join your team? Because if someone actually sculpted this, I'm freaking blown away at how incredible this looks. I don't even care if it's like paper mache. It looks fantastic. That looks like real skin. This looks like a real ribbon. I am all for it. I really am. I am here for it. Like, look at this. This looks so much better. We've got Christian Bale caught in motion. But, like, dude is just melting the truck with his acid breath. And I totally believe he could do it because, god dang, that's freaking terrifying. You know what I mean? When people cared, when you had a team on your film that actually wanted to make a good movie and not just, lens flare, loud noises, twist and shout, but like an actually good movie. I miss that. I really, really do. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Joshua Levsky for $1.99 says, good evening, LG, and congrats on being a YouTube partner. Thank you so much, Joshua. I appreciate it. You did great on Drinker Stream earlier, by the way. Modding. Good stuff. It's Riven. I am not making a buh sound, Legionist. Clean your ears out. I know that you've been dead a long time, and you've probably got mummy wrappings over your ears. Just poke a couple holes. Clean out the scarabs, and you'll hear I'm saying ribbons. What do you want? What does he want me to say? Wyverns? Wyverns. 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 That sounds like Waverly Place. Did you guys ever watch that show? Wizards of Waverly Place? Yeah. Nah. I'm gonna stick to Riven. When Tolkien comes back from the grave and yells at me for my diction, then I'll change. But we're sticking with Riven for right now. I have power to time out mods. Should I? Who would I yell at? But now I know that I have this power. I shall utilize it. Incredible ribbons! You see the difference? Ribbon. Riven. I'm saying riven. Though I'm sure there's ribbons in here that are incredible. But I am 1,010% dead serious. If I ever produce a movie or anything like that, I have no idea how, when that would ever happen. But if I do, it is not going to be digital. F that noise. It's just not going to happen. Digital has not held up at all. I mean, just compare Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It is night and freaking day. And someone's going to be like, but Lord of the Rings was on digital. It was available on both. And the one that they're converting to 4K is the one from the film. Just so you know. Magical girl ribbons. Yes. Yes, like Rivendell. Exactly, Redneck Ringa. Thank you. Someone's on my side. Low Pro for $20. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Says, the film has some decent, if quick and subtle, world building. When the Kentucky Irregulars arrive, Butler's character says they look like rogue Marines who killed thousands of dragons, but the war itself destroyed the world. Yes, there is very intelligent, that because you don't need much more detail than that. You sort of just, the scale of, you can see the scale of everything that has happened. And you understand that this is a very different world that we're facing, and that the Rivens have basically they've sterilized the world. Really, they've leached it of all of its resources. They've picked off any animal that they could, and now you've got these humans who are still trying to fight these things. And you don't need to go into the world building. Really, it starts with Christian Bale's character too. When he's a kid, we see in the very beginning, he goes in, they're doing the project, he walks down somewhere, and he finds the male Riven, and it wakes up, and he sees it, and he freaks out, as one would, especially a child, and he runs. After it acidifies him in the face, by the way, like he gets shot in the eyeballs, um, with some stuff, and I think he gets lucky like because it had just woken up. It wasn't really like ready to go full blown fire breather on him. Um, but he was still like they had to wash it out of it. Like they thought he was going to go blind, and then you see because when this movie starts, there's a lot of prosperity everywhere. There's greenery, there's animals, there's humans, there's traffic, normal hustle and bustle. And then it's just gone. It's overcast, ash everywhere. It's just so it it does it serves itself and it serves the story by not trying to dig in deep into everybody's past and to try and um you know overcomplicate what the world looks like. You understand that the whole world pretty much looks like this and that there's little pockets of humans all over the world just trying to survive. But their home base is basically London. So, yes, this is a case of the director and the producer and the writers trusting the audience and recognizing that you don't need a 1 hour world building session. There's more that you can do. Less was more in this film. And they just did an outstanding job. Basically, if you're wondering how flamethrower lizards defeated an advanced global civilization, it's because we started nuking the world to kill dragons, and it didn't kill enough of them. Pretty much, yeah. Also, I think it's really ridiculous that you're going to try and shoot a napalm bomb with a nuke. Like, I don't know who made that call, but that was a dumb decision. Freaking politicians. If Gerard Butler was the same guy in this movie that he was in 300, the dragons would have never stood a chance. Well, I mean, he wasn't the same guy. He's actually kind of like the really goofy, lovable, dopey friend who is the optimism to Christian Bale's nihilism. But yeah, I agree. He probably would have he'd been like, I shall not kneel. Oh, here we go. Boom. This is after we decided we were gonna nuke the world. So this is fire. This is dragon fire and nukes. We helped them because dragons can live off of ash even though they don't want to. That's why they go into hibernation. But the film itself just delivers on action. It delivers on story. Everybody like the argument that I hear all the time is like, oh well, it was a good story, but it just didn't look as good as I wanted it to. Or you get the opposite of it looks fantastic, but it wasn't a really good movie or a really good story. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Gravity. I don't recommend it. It's 3 hours of gosh, why can't I think of her name? Sandra Bullock. There it is. It's like 2.5 or 3 hours of Sandra Bullock. Not it like literally floating off in space. Like getting like if you could fall in space, she would find a way to do it. But basically, she just can't hold on to anything, and she costs everybody else their lives. Just saying. But like, look at this. This is phenomenal. I'm blown away at how well this has held up. Because looking at this, it doesn't appear super CGI fake. It doesn't appear like, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I remember that like because this was it came out in 2002. Lord of the Rings was really big, And everybody was like, well, it's no Lord of the Rings. It's not trying to be Lord of the Rings. It's not trying to be Lord of the Rings. I agree. If this was trying to be a Lord of the Rings movie, it failed. It failed horrifically. But it wasn't trying to be Lord of the Rings. It was a hopeful apocalyptic movie before apocalyptic movies became all that we had. And the current apocalyptic movies that we have are nihilistic and boring, I guess. I don't know what else. Like, they're very predictable, and there's no hope. Like I said, if this movie was made today, the Rivens would win, and they might keep a few humans around as slaves, or, livestock. Because it is shown in this film, like, these dragons can reason. Like, at one point, Christian Bale's character is yelling at Matthew McConaughey's character, because he's like, that dragon backtracked it to their stronghold. Have you ever seen devastation like that? No, you haven't. Like, he's trying to explain that these dragons are going to find a way to come back to where he's got these people in hiding, and old boy doesn't listen. And, the male dragon ends up finding their hideout and freaking desecrates it, like, razes it to the ground. It was brutal to watch. But yeah, there's so much to love about this movie, because it really is people who are desperate, who are just trying to survive and do the best that they can, being put in impossible situations. They're being put in impossible situations, and they're still finding a way to overcome and come out on top, even when it doesn't make sense. When it doesn't make sense. Like, how did you survive that? Like, how did you make it through? And it makes no sense, and yet they still manage to do it, and they still keep going back. Like, they keep trying. You know what I mean? They have hope for their future. I mean, the world has been burnt over by nuclear weapons and dragon fire, and yet these people are still hopeful. Here we go. Here is the reenactment. Of course, this is a Tumblr clip. Oh well. This is when they're reenacting A New Hope. It's great stuff. Great stuff. You can tell they're in like a church. So it's just, this is what you do to keep hope alive and to keep spirits up and morale. This is what you do in impossible situations. You escape. It's called escapism for a reason. It's fantastic stuff. Wasn't expecting to see lightsabers in a dragon movie, but by God, they pulled it off. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. And quite frankly, like, Matthew McConaughey's character has some of the best cinematography. What is that? Where, like, the cinematography, but I'm trying to think of what it's specifically called. Anyway, he just has some of the most badass shots in this entire movie. Yes. Magic Hour. During the day, and they see even better at night. But in the fading light, they can't focus. Magic Hour. It's good stuff. There was an axe. Yes, there's definitely an axe. Here, let me see if I can rain of fire here. We'll see if we can do the axe jump. There we go. He went straight up Viking. Like, look at that. He's just like, rah! He looked death in the face and jumped in its throat. And he did not care. Like, come on. You can do it. No, I don't know what you are. We're going back. Will this one work? Of course it's Tumblr again. But nonetheless, like, look at that. He is fully committed to this. He is in it to win it, even though he knows he can't. but he does anyway. It's just so wonderful. I mean, I'm trying to find. Here we go again. Look at this thing. Oh my god. This is some barbaric stuff going on. Look at that. I love it. Fight dragon fire with sharp pointy objects that you can get anywhere. Like, just find sharp pointy objects and catapult them at said dragons. Is good stuff. Like, look at this. Look at that. That has to be a practical effect. That looks too real to not. Like, that cannot be green screen. It just simply cannot be. You will never convince me otherwise. My goodness. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey is like a straight Viking in this movie, and I am here for it. I absolutely love it. I love his character. I love how committed he was. He sold this show. Guys, I don't understand why this movie doesn't get more love. And I don't understand why this movie, I remember this, like, people, like I said, people like, it's not Lord of the Rings. It's not, of course it's not Lord of the Rings. It's not Lord of the Rings. It didn't try to be Lord of the Rings. It was so good in its own right. It is everything that people have been looking for, which is it's medieval meets modern, and you get thrown back into the medieval world because, I mean, like, you got dragon fire blasted back. All the way back to the Stone Age. It's incredible how well written this is. And the fact that, it makes sense that you would salvage these weapons and you would salvage certain vehicles, and you can still rummage and find gas, and you're looking for fresh water sources, all of these survival things. And I think that this movie, honestly, as far as writing and action and pacing and casting, my God, they nailed it. They really did. Absolutely freaking nailed this show. And I can't recommend it highly enough. I won't completely spoil the ending. I will say that Matthew McConaughey is a badass in this movie, and it really made me like him more than I already did. It proved that he's got depth, and he's not just the pretty boy in your rom-coms or the dopey friend. It showed he had range. And again, Christian Bale, I mean, if Jeremy were here right now, he would say, well, Christian Bale is the greatest actor alive right now. I don't know if I would go that far. But I definitely think that in this movie, the two of them, the chemistry of the cast is really good, but specifically between Bale and McConaughey, this is just, it's fire. It's so good. But I mean, it really, really brings it home. I cannot recommend it highly enough. I really hope you all go get it on DVD, VHS, Blu-ray, whatever floats your boat. I know it's on some streaming services, but you guys know, I will always and forever preach physical media. But your connection is not private. Where are you at? I mean, Gerard Butler as the best friend, also very underrated. He's like a guardian angel in this movie, and I love it. It's good stuff. So overall, yeah, see, and we even get horses. That's when he's chasing down the motorcade because they came and took all of his vehicles. So basically, if you guys are curious, McConaughey has shown up because he needs people to go into London with him to try and kill the Rivens. Christian Bale's like, no. And McConaughey's like, anybody that wants to come, we're rolling out. And, they're taking, they took pretty much all their stuff. So Bale has to ride out on a horse. So, it was good stuff. Because Bale and these two do not see eye to eye. Bale is very much like, we just got to keep our heads down. This is how we survive. Don't draw attention to ourselves. We don't go hunting. We keep our heads down and we wait them out. Time is going to be on our friend. And this dude's like, nah, let's kill him now. Because their numbers are at unsustainable levels right now. Exactly proven 22X. Horses, castles, dragons, and tanks. Who wouldn't like it? I don't know. People who don't have, people who don't like fun. Low Pro for another $5. Oh my God, Low Pro, you have been incredibly generous this evening. Thank you so much. It means the world. One of my favorite scenes for no reason is when Van Zandt gives his flask to Scorupco and Bale for a swig, and Bale's shocked that it's just water. Yeah. Yep. I think that particular scene especially really nails home what they're up against and what they're facing. Because, like I said, they've been struggling to find fresh water in this movie. But guys, overall, if I had to rate this particular film, I would give this, I think, 8 out of 10. I really would. The effects are next level. They are just outstanding. They are freaking phenomenal. I've shown you the stills, and of course we had the trailer playing for a little bit, but sans the Apache helicopters that we never got to see. I would give this movie an 8 because it isn't trying to be something that it's not. It's not trying to be Lord of the Rings. It's not trying to be ethereal, but it's also not trying to be low fantasy. It is an action fantasy survival film, and it's so good. And it's the optimism that bleeds through, when Christian Bale's character is doing the scene with Gerard Butler and they're reenacting A New Hope. You can see the joy on the kids' faces, and you're like, oh, how could these kids be happy? Look at what's happening to the world around them. It's escapism. That is what the original Star Wars and the prequel trilogy offer. It's not, they're not preaching at you. They're not trying to teach you a lesson. They're not trying to tell you that, you need to be these things or you need to do these things, or you're a bad person if you look like this or talk like this or act like this or walk like this. These movies were escapism. And in this film, you see how humanity survives. Escapism is necessary. It is desperately necessary to remain sane. Could you imagine every day, day in, day out, all you did was trudge through life and dragon ash and desecrated towns and cities and just hoping to find fresh water? Your life, you would be miserable. But the adults are actually adults in this movie, thank God. And they help the children escape from this really harsh reality. Because kids, you're supposed to try and protect that innocence. You're supposed to try and foster it. You're supposed to, the harshness of the world should not touch a child's innocence. They should be able to still look at the world, no matter how bad it gets, with optimism. And that's why a lot of people hate, when you get the people who try and tell kids Santa's not real, or the tooth fairy's not real, or, lies, like stuff like that, it's because they're so broken and they're so bitter that anyone who has an optimistic view of the world, it needs to be destroyed, because It's not that misery loves company. It's that if they see someone being genuinely happy, then they're like, well, then it must be something wrong with me, or I must be the one that's got the issue, or like, how come they can how come they can have this viewpoint and I can't? It's insane. And so that's not what these adults do. They are very much, they try and protect these children, and they try to raise them and help them grow to be resilient, and to recognize that there are, no matter how bad stuff gets, you're able to, for just the briefest amount of times, break away from the harshness of this reality and still enjoy life, even when you look around and it's dragon ash everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's very important. So anytime you hear someone say that stories don't matter or art doesn't matter, they're wrong, because we need it. It's how we stay sane. It's how we do not become nihilistic, selfish, just honestly terrible people. And I can't recommend this movie enough. You have masculine men doing masculine things. You have confident, strong, actual strong women doing the best that they can, and just trying, like, they just want this to be over. They just want it to be done. But they break. Like, she breaks. She cries in this movie. It's just, it's not even that it's relatable. It's that it's so raw and it's so real, and it's really a timeless story. I think that if this gets more of the dues that it is deserving of, you'd see, like I said, I can't recommend this movie enough. I just absolutely freaking love it. It's so good, and I really hope you all go and check it out. But I I don't want to ruin the ending, but I really enjoy the ending, because there's a line that Christian Bale says at the end, and I'm like, yes, that is what is needed. That is the attitude that you take. So any of you that haven't seen this, you're in for a treat. Any of you that have seen this know how good it is, and know why I'm recommending it, and why I gave it an 8. I mean, it deserves it. It earned it. It is a very well done film that I think everybody is going to thoroughly enjoy. So, like I said, I'm never going to recommend something that I myself have not watched and that I myself don't love. That these are my nostalgia streams. These are the streams for encouragement and finding stuff that we love and rediscovering stuff that we love. So I hope that, this has maybe sparked a little fire inside of you, that maybe you guys are going to want to go and check it out. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised if you've never seen this movie before. But it is just great stuff, guys. So I'm going to check the donation side really quick. Nothing over there. Okay, so that is a wrap, guys. I had an amazing time tonight. I love this movie. It is one of my favorites to talk about. And I know you can. I've seen this thing at Walmart on Blu-ray and DVD lately. I know you can order it online, and I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon. But yeah, give this one a rewatch and just enjoy. I recommend that you just get comfortable, because it's a good movie. Yes, that's true. Proven 22x. Not all movies are 10s, but this is definitely one to be remembered. So I I can't, again, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Go and enjoy Reign of Fire. And when you watch it, you'll understand what I mean when I say that if this movie was made today, it would be a very different movie. If it was even made at all, to be quite honest. But go enjoy. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for the support. And thank you for being here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you spending your time and some of you your money just chilling with me. So have an excellent evening. Much love to you all, and